true in neutrophils, which have vitamin C, but how's the vitamin C doing this? What's the mechanism behind this? And we started looking at other kinds of neutrophil functions. And one of the papers that came out around the time that we were thinking about this showed us that, that a lack of oxygen, so if neutrophils are active in a lack of oxygen, they have plenty of vitamin C, they behave almost identically to our neutrophils that have no vitamin C, even though ours have got plenty of oxygen. And so we started thinking, what's the link here? Because what the cells are doing is exactly the same thing. And are these two things linked in some way? Sorry, I need to go back to that. Because this is Usha Pujari, who's a PhD student. She's now studying the effect of hypoxia or low oxygen on neutrophil function, turning out some very nice data too. Now the link, taking you back then to we look at proteins inside cells, the link is a protein called HIF1, hypoxia-inducible factor, or HIF. And this protein controls the cell's response to low oxygen under normal conditions. So every cell in your body has it, and it's a stress response protein that will react in the absence of oxygen. And it does that in this way. So the protein's made up of two components, alpha and beta, and the alpha component gets modified by these enzymes called prolyl hydroxylases and others, a few others, and these enzymes stick these hydroxyl groups on that protein, and that means it gets destroyed. So this is an off switch. And these enzymes need oxygen and vitamin C. So this is the link. This is the link between vitamin C and the white blood cell function. So if oxygen or vitamin C is missing, then what you have is this protein is stabilized, so it stays in the cell, and it is able to pair up with its sister protein, and that upregulates a whole lot of gene responses. That means that cells can overcome the stress of low oxygen. So no ascorbate or no oxygen will do the same thing. And when we were looking at HIF1,
ascorbate vitamin C,
we realised that not only is it likely to have an effect in our white cells, because one of the things that it regulates is how cells grow and die, and we see an effect on how those white cells die. But it's responsible for a whole raft of other responses in the cell, including a whole lot of things that we know to be common to cancer and many other stress responses. So a lack of oxygen, for example, will mean that the cell switches its energy pathways to get its energy in a non-oxygen dependent way, or that it stimulates the formation of new blood vessels to bring new oxygen to the region that's lacking it. And so